65 facts about death. Before we get started, I just wanted to put a little trigger warning, if death isn't something that you're comfortable with or it's gonna kind of make you upset or whatever, obviously I have other videos. I realize that this isn't the most comforting topic to some, but for other people it's kind of just whatever. I found it really interesting, but kind of just reflect with yourself. Sources will be linked down below. We're gonna be doing some cupped whispers. Maybe that'll help make it more bearable. So yeah, we're just gonna get started. My laptop's over here, so I'm gonna look at it and have a good old read. So yeah, fact number 1. Death is the permanent, irreversible cessation of all biological functions that sustain a living organism. Fact number 2. One of the first visible signs of death is when the eyes cloud over, as fluid and oxygen stop flowing to the corneas. That can happen within 10 minutes after death if the eyes were open, and 24 hours if the eyes were closed. Fact number 3. You are more likely to be killed by a champagne cork than by a poisonous spider. Fact number 4. Fleas have the distinction of killing more people than all the wars man has ever fought. The Black Death Plague, which killed a quarter of Europe's population in the 14th century, was caused by germs transmitted from rodents to humans by fleas. Number 5. Dr. Alice Chase, who wrote Nutrition for Health and numerous books on the science of proper eating, died of malnutrition. Number 6. Bodies can become covered in what looks like soap after death, technically known as adipocre, and sometimes also called grave wax. It's a byproduct of decomposition that happens as the fat in a body decays under wet, anaerobic conditions. Number 7. When Thomas Edison died in 1941, Henry Ford allegedly captured his last dying breath in a bottle. Number 8. It's a myth that hair and nails grow after death. What really happens is that the body dries out, so the nail beds and skin on the head retract, making nails, stubble, and hair appear longer. Fact number 9. In 1845, President Andrew Jackson's pet parrot was removed from his funeral for swearing. Number 10. Fact number 10. It is now possible to be buried in space. An American company called Memorial Space Flights will launch a symbolic portion of your loved one's cremated remains into outer space for a fee. Number 11. Scientists are currently studying the necrobiome, or all the bacteria and fungi in a corpse, to figure out whether changes in the microbes alone can provide clues to the time of death. The concept is also known as the microbial clock. Number 12. Attila the Hun is thought to have died from a nosebleed on his wedding night. I hate that for him. Okay, number 13. 60% of atrazine and cadaverine. They're produced when bacteria breaks down the amino acids ornithine and lysine, respectively. Fact number 25. There are more than 200 corpses of failed climbers frozen on Mount Everest. Number 26. The low temperature, low oxygen, highly acidic environmental conditions of European peat bogs can preserve bodies with remarkable detail for centuries and even millennia. One of the most famous examples of these bog bodies is the Iron Age blonde man in Denmark. When his body was discovered in 1950, it looked so freshly discovered. It looked so fresh, his discoverers thought they'd found a recent murder victim. The Iron Age blonde man is actually really interesting if you want to go, do your own research on it. He's cool. That's just me. Anyway. Fact number 27. Just 3 days after dying, the enzymes that help break down a person's food begin to eat that person's body. Fact number 28. Vending machines kill about 13 people a year worldwide. Number 29. Hop the twig, yield the crow a pudding, snuff one's a glim, and climb the 6-foot ladder were all once slang terms for death. I might mess around and start saying climb the 6-foot ladder. My grandpa would think that's funny. Anyway, fact number 30. Dead bodies generally aren't dangerous just because they're dead, but in the 19th century there was widespread belief in miasmatic theory, which said that air coming from rotting corpses and other sources of decay led to the spread of disease. This belief was more or less replaced by germ theory. Fact number 31. The average human body produces between 3 and 9 pounds of cremated remains after being burned. The cremation chamber, known as a retort, can get as hot as 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 32. The Victorians often took photos of dead loved ones as part of their grieving process. These post-mortem photographs became keepsakes that were displayed in homes, sent to friends and relatives, and worn inside lockets. Fact number 33. This one's one of my favorites. Okay. In at least one version of telegraph code, LOL meant loss of life. Loss of life. Number 34. In 897, Pope Stephen the Sixth had the corpse of a previous pope, Formosus, exhumed, perched on a throne, and questioned about his crimes, which were mostly about being on the wrong side of a political struggle. The event is known as the Cadaver Synod. Fact number 35. The term mortician was invented as part of a PR campaign by the funeral industry, which felt it was more customer-friendly than undertaker. The term was chosen after a call for ideas in Embalmers Monthly. Fact number 36. The embalming of Abraham Lincoln for their journey from Washington, D.C. to Springfield, Illinois is widely credited for encouraging everyday acceptance of the practice. Number 37. You're more likely to be killed at a dance party than while skydiving. Number 38. The idea that graves need to be 6 feet deep comes from a 1665 plague outbreak in England when the mayor of London decreed the burial depth to limit the spread of disease. Number 39. No Mormon morning is complete without Mormon funeral potatoes, a cheesy casserole that usually involves cornflakes. Other foods associated with death include pan de muerto, or bread of the dead, traditionally eaten on Dia de los Muertos in Mexico. Osa de muerte, or bones of the dead, cookies in Italy meant to represent the bones of dead saints, and Victorian funeral sandwiches. No, biscuits. But funeral sandwiches do hit differently. Fact number 40. Human composting, in which bodies decompose into dirt in reusable recomposition vessels, could be legal in Washington state. The results don't smell and are suitable homes, and only a small hospital residents are required to move to the mainland once they become elderly. It is true that it's so cold their bodies barely decompose. Fact number 42. In the 19th century, several inventors came up with safety coffins equipped with bells, flags, and air tubes and designed to help people avoid being buried alive. Number 43. In the 17th century and beyond, human skulls were soaked in alcohol to create a tincture called the King's Drops that were said to be good for gout, dropsy, or edema, and all fevers, putrid or pestilential. Among other ailments, King Charles II of England allegedly paid €6,000 for a personal recipe. Wait, I'm not sure if it's euro or pounds. I think it's pounds. Euro is more of an E, and this is like more of like that straight line on the bottom. 6,000 pounds. Smart. Okay. Number 44. Approximately 150,000 people die each day around the world. Number 45. When people find out that they are dying, they experience what's known as an existential slap. According to palliative care experts, it's the moment when a person knows on a gut level that death is close. Number 46. During the death process, the larynx loses its cough reflex, which creates a buildup of mucus. This causes a death rattle, or the gurgling or rattle-like sound of someone dying. Number 47. Mistakes on a doctor's note, mainly due to messy handwriting, kill over 7,000 people in the U.S. each year. I have like a whole slew of stories about doctor messy handwriting, but this isn't the place. Number 48. Even after 6 hours of dying, a person's muscles continue to spasm periodically. Number 49. Compared to right-handers, left-handers die at least 3 years earlier. Number 50. The emergence of funeral rites is the best indicator of the emergence of modern man, or the Homo sapiens. Number 51. As a person dies, his or her or their hearing is the last to go. Number 52. In Ethiopia, a child is 30 times more likely to die by his or her or their 5th birthday than a child in Western Europe. 53. Air pollution kills over 7 million people per year. Number 54. It is estimated that the number of people killed in wars throughout all of history is between 150 million and 1 billion. Number 55. In the 1900s, the lifespan in America was an average of 47 years. In 1950, it was 68. And in 2000, it was 77 years. Number 56. Livermortis, Latin for liver, bluish color, and mortis of death, occurs when heavy red blood cells pool in the lower parts of the body, causing purple splotches. After about 8 hours after death, the purplish patterns will not change even if the body is moved. 57. Scientists call insects that feed off decaying flesh necrophagists, meaning dead and to eat. Flies are usually the first insects to arrive at a dead body, mainly to lay their eggs on moist locations such as the mouth, nose, eyes, anus, wounds, or the female reproductive tract. Number 58. Halloween and Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, are only two of the many traditional customs that celebrate death, mortality, and spirits. Number 59. Instead of viewing death as a type of failure, many ancient peoples, such as the ancient Egyptians, believed death was one of life's many passages. Number 60. The last words of Thomas Edison were, "It is very beautiful over there." Very beautiful over there. Number 61. More people die from selfies than shark attacks. Number 62. According to the WHO, the leading causes of death worldwide are ischemic, some sort of heart disease, stroke, lower respiratory infection, fully aware of your